Okay, good morning. I believe everybody can hear me. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to our next Parents Coffee Morning. And my name is Yesterday additionally. And it's a shame because I'm doing Yemisi's job. So I'll just hand over to Yemisi. I'm so used to doing it with the young people. I'm so sorry. Yemisi, I'll hand over to you to take over.
Good morning once again, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning. I hope you have your hot drink with you, your coffee, chocolate. This is mine. Nice to see you all. And welcome back to another edition of our parent coffee meeting. And I'm excited that we're all here. And we've got so much to talk about this morning. I'm not going to say a lot, but I'm going to just introduce the speaker. He has so much to talk about, and we want to give him as much time as possible. While we wait for the others to join us, like Councillor Yetunde has said, that it's going to be recorded so that others can see and listen to what's been talked about on the platform this morning. I'm quite excited at what we're about to talk about. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our speaker this morning. Our speaker this morning is Emmanuel Braimo, Mr. Emmanuel Braimo. And he's got so many feathers to his cap. And I'm just going to give us a little bit about all the things he has achieved over the years. So you know that somebody who is highly experienced and skilled is going to be talking to us today. So we want to maximize this opportunity. When you create an environment where you can get opportunities and learn things that can help you and enhance you in the future, this is one of it. And that's what we are about this morning. So Mr. Emmanuel Braimo is also a solicitor. He is a former banker. He is a financial advisor, and he's also a mortgage advisor. And he's been on so many committees. He's a duty solicitor. He's been a solicitor for over 31 years. Abroad and in England and Wales, he's got over 13 years of experience. And so we've got a lot to tap from this morning. He's married and he's got two lovely children. This morning, I'm just going to hand over to Mr. Emmanuel to just kick us off with all that he's got for us today.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice to have you with us today. It's a privilege to be here, and thanks to Pastor Yetunde and also Yemisi as well. And we're going to be talking on mortgage and also life insurance. When they told me the time frame I have, I was thinking, will I be able to do good justice to this because of the time frame? They say, let's just give a summary. Let's have a go. And at the end of our talk, there will be opportunity for people to ask questions. Please, this is just an introduction because we don't have enough time to do justice to the topic, because sometimes I take about an hour plus to do this. Now, the topic related to mortgage and life insurance. Mortgage. If I can, I don't want to be, sometimes I make it interactive because it's recorded. I may not want to make it as interactive as I normally do. Ordinarily, I would have asked that how many of us have a mortgage in play, let's say a house, and what have you. But I don't want us to be responding. So, but just note it. Okay, somebody, I can see some people thumbs up. I can see, yeah, that's good. Now, so essentially, I love the topic because it's related to parents as well. But other people can benefit from it, whether you're a parent or not. And now, mortgage. There are ways to acquire properties, especially in UK. You can buy cash anyway, but most people may not be able to put up the capital outlay to buy such a beautiful house they want for their children and for themselves. So that is why most people go by way of mortgage. Mortgage is what? It's like you are borrowing money against the security of the house. You're borrowing money. You could put up some deposits. For example, there are many lenders' criteria that you need to fulfill. So it's like you borrow the money, it's in your name, but against the security of your house. So what that means is that if you don't make the normal repayments, your house could be repossessed. That's the normal caution they normally give to us. Now, a lot of our people, this issue addresses first-time buyers and also those who already have maybe a house, but it can also be for people who want to buy more in terms of investment, buy to let. So the fact that you have a house doesn't mean that you cannot aspire to have more properties. So this topic is very good for a lot of us in this direction. Number one, for first-time buyers and for existing homeowners. You want to buy, maybe we have some people who have second home. Maybe you want to have a second home in Devon, Cornwall, or in Scotland, or you want to buy a house that you want to put tenant there for investment purposes. This is good for you. This is where we can come in to assist you. Now, if you look at the mortgage product, what kind of mortgage products that are available? There are so many. For example, we can talk about one, maybe interest-only mortgage. We can talk about repayment, which is capital plus interest mortgage. This is where you pay both the capital and interest together. We also have cashback mortgage. We have the right to buy mortgage scheme. We've got the shared ownership scheme. We've got the fixed rate in terms of rates. We've got the tracker mortgage, haunted rates, the capped rates, mortgage variable rate, and what have you, different kinds of things that people talk about. We even have people who may want to do a bit of investment in terms of limited liability investment portfolio. We can signpost you to people that can assist in this respect. Now, how can we add value to you in terms of people who are interested in mortgage? Why do we even want to have a mortgage in the first place? I don't know whether we can make it a bit interactive, if it's permitted. I don't know how your rules are. Why do we? The reason why people go on mortgage is, number one, they cannot afford to pay cash. For example, if you have a house that is valued for 400,000, how many of us can just cough out 400,000 at a go? It may be difficult. That is why you may need to approach a mortgage broker like me or any other person to advise you on the process to come in. So this is where, for example, the lenders may want to have some deposits set in place. So those are things you need advice on. Now, how can we add value to you as a parent or as individuals in terms of mortgage? I'm going to talk about insurance later, but let me just talk on mortgage. How can we add value to you? Why do you need a broker? Why do you need an advisor in this respect? Number one, we can add value to you by helping to save you money, by not paying too much on your mortgage. Some people pay too much on their mortgage. They say knowledge is power. And they say, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You need to have people who have the knowledge so that they can check things for you. For example, especially if they have access to the whole of the markets. Yeah. So this can help you save money. Because, for example, if Mrs. A is paying 0.9%, and the other person is paying 4.9%, it's very easy to note that 3.9 is cheaper, comparatively, the other one. So over time, to help you to save money if you get the right deal. Number two, I can also help you to pay the correct deposits to get the most appropriate interest rate. There are so many ways you can structure the deposit to be tailor-made for you, depending on the lender. So we can help you structure this one. Number three, we will help you avoid paying hefty early redemption penalties or administration costs.
Sorry, please, can I ask everybody to mute their mics? There is a creaking sound coming from somebody. Can you mute your mic, please? Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. So we can help you avoid hefty early redemption penalties. Maybe some of us know if you pay early, sometimes they can penalize you for paying early. There are ways to address that, So this can be structured even from the start as well. Number 4, we can help you decide the most appropriate structure for the term of your borrowing, taking into your account your age. Your age matters, your objectives, and your retirement plans. Number 5, because of time, that's why I'm listing some of them. Number 5, we can assist you to understand the risk associated with repayment or interest-only mortgage. Some people are interest-only. Interest-only is only when you service the interest, but the capital of the mortgage remains. There are advantages and disadvantages of each of them. These are things we can help you do. The purpose of this presentation is not to go into full details. We don't have that time. It's to give you an idea of what can be done for you. Number 6, we can also help you save time and money. So focusing on lenders and providers whose underwriting criteria will suit you. For example, if you just go to, let's say, one bank on the high street, maybe they will only present what they have. But what about if you have an avalanche, of lenders before you? It's always good to have options, isn't it? Have options so that you'll be able to see what is good, what is best for you. 7, we will assist you to review most appropriate option by using your existing provisions while recommending any suitable and necessary solutions to you. Number 8, we will help you save money by ensuring you don't pay too much to protect yourself or your assets. This is where insurance can come in. I'll deal more on insurance later. So then last one, we can also help you place your insurance in the right name, ownership, and trust, which trust deed. I'm going to talk on that much later. Now, they always say that a good person leaves inheritance for his children's children, a good person. Mortgage gives you opportunity to have a roof over your head. It's better to have a home to yourself than being a tenant. Fine, being a tenant now is not a problem, but it's always good to aspire to want to have your own home. Please, don't be afraid, even if you don't have so much money now. You can take advice and plan. It could be in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, so that you can plan ahead what you need to do to make sure that you fit into the criteria that lenders will want before they lend money to you to buy a house. Then again, when we talk about a good person leaving inheritance for his children's children, it can relate to both acquiring properties for your children, for yourself and your children, family, and also in terms of covering those assets, which I'm going to talk on relating to insurance. Now, let's quickly, because of time, I'm looking at time there. Let's quickly move over a little bit to what is even related to the mortgage, which has to do with insurance as well. Now, insurance, what is insurance? Why do we need insurance? Why do we need life insurance? There are so many aspects to insurance, but I think the topic just narrowed down on life insurance. For example, we have things like income protection insurance. This is where people can get paid some portion of your salary or income if you are unable to work as a result of sickness or accidents. This will make sure that you can be able to pay your children's school dinners, you can pay for your transport or pay for your rent or your mortgage. Those are things very, very important so that we don't become a liability to our neighborhood. Then we also have accident protection insurance. We have critical illness insurance. We can pay, for example, a cash lump sum should you be unable to work because of serious illness like cancer, like a heart attack, and what have you. Then also we have life insurance that can make, so this is where you can make provision for your loved one, your children, should the unexpected happen. Now, why do we need life insurance? Why do we need life insurance? I don't know if somebody wants to say anything at all. Is there any need at all for life insurance? Anyone? Is it not a waste of time paying life insurance? Anyone? Okay, if no one wants to talk, I will keep on talking. Okay, now it's a one-way direction. Okay, now life insurance is important because of the unexpected can happen. How many of us can guarantee that we can get to 100 years? How many of us know exactly when we're going to die? Nobody knows. Exactly last week, Saturday, I remember My son and I, we were watching a football match between Denmark and another team. And one of the players that was playing for Tottenham, UK here, I was watching it live. He collapsed. He collapsed. He was very healthy prior to that time. He collapsed on the field. And do you know, my heart was in my hand like this. I was very much concerned. And I saw a human being that was healthy, and medics had to be doing CPR for him. They even added defibrillator to his heart, just to jumpstart it. Somebody was healthy. If they left it for about 10 minutes, he could have died. Somebody who was 29-year-old. Most of us here, we are more than 29. If a 29-year-old person who is fit, very fit, can collapse while playing football, what about us? That is why we need life insurance. We don't know when the bell may sound. So now, what about the children we leave behind? What about our loved ones? How do we make sure that we have provisions for them? That is where life insurance can come in. It will make sure that you have some money placed for the benefit of your children. Maybe you had the desire or the vision that they will go to private education, or you want them to be well in life. The money can be useful for them in that respect. Please, let me sound a note here that please, a lot of us may already have, let's say, life insurance in place. Please, it does not matter. You may benefit from a review. So a lot of people may be saying, oh, no problem. This thing doesn't pertain to me. I already have a life insurance in place. Look, I've been to many homes. I've been doing this for more than a decade. I've been to some homes where what they have in place may not be suitable for them. I've been to some home where some people have what we call decreasing cover, where the life insurance goes down every year. Meanwhile, they don't have a mortgage. Some of them went online to do it because decreasing life insurance is cheaper, much cheaper. So, okay, somebody was texting me here. Yes, I found out my life insurance. Fantastic. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I love what they said. I don't want to read it out because it's private. Thank you. That's very good. Now, so it may not be appropriate for you, or the amount may not be enough, may not be adequate. The terms and conditions may also not be good enough. I've seen a situation where somebody had a life insurance, and part of the conditions of the life insurance says you need to be in UK for at least about 11 months out of 12 calendar months. And this person, when I asked her, she said she's been to America for about 2 weeks, and she was intending to travel for Christmas to Africa. She wanted to spend about a month, 4 weeks there for Christmas period. Then I asked her, if you spend 2 weeks in America, then you spend 4 weeks, let's say, in Africa. Then on the third week in Africa, God forbid, you died for whatever reasons. So 2 in America, let's say 3 in Africa, making 5 weeks. Don't you think you've already breached the terms and conditions? In such a situation, your children may not be able to get any money. That is why people say life insurance is not good, because people don't know what they are putting themselves into. The terms and conditions is very important. We can help you to make sure that you get the life insurance that fits into your profile. So life insurance is not only for people who don't have life insurance, but it's also for people who already have one. So we can help you do a review concerning that. Apart from that, how many of us know what we call trust deed? Trust deed. Can you thumb up or something? Send me a wave or something. Trust deed. How many of us have put trust deed in place? Don't answer. Okay, I can count it. Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, trust deed. Okay. Now, if I ask now, if you have a life insurance in place, for example, and you don't have a trust deed in place, do you know? Oh, thank you. I've seen another person. Do you know that dead people pay taxes in UK, for example? By putting your life insurance in trust, you have 3 major advantages. 3 major advantages. You can note this. Number 1, let's say you have I'm just giving an example, £500,000 of life insurance, or £1 million rather. Let's say £1 million life insurance. If you don't put it in suitable trust, it may be subject to inheritance tax. It may be subject to inheritance tax. So there are certain threshold. Once your life insurance amount passes certain threshold amount, governments may be entitled to charge you up to about 40% tax. Imagine, let's say they are charging 40% tax on £500,000. That's how much? That's about 200,000 lost to the taxman. So how do you avoid that? You can put it in appropriate trust so that it will limit the kind of inheritance tax that your children may end up paying. Then number 2 advantage of putting your life insurance in trust is that it will make sure that the money goes to the right persons. For example, if you don't have a will in place, your asset will be divided in line with rules of intestacy. Intestacy is people when they don't have a life insurance will in place. Is the government's rules of intestacy that will apply. But when you have a life insurance in place and you put a trust deed in place, you can be able to specify the beneficiaries. Should anything happen to me, can you pay this to my first child? Can you pay to my second child, and what have you? If you don't do that, some people you didn't plan to inherit you may end up inheriting you. So the money may end up going to the wrong hand. So then also there are some other provisions in the trust where you can even specify, can you give my first child this? Can you give my second child this, and what have you? It's very important for people. Don't assume government is going to help you divide your property the way you want if you don't put your life insurance in trust. So number 3 advantage of putting your life insurance in trust deed is that it will make sure that the money goes to the right, and the money will be paid in the right time. How many of us know that when somebody dies, it takes time to obtain what we call probate? Probate is when somebody has a will in place. Then if you don't have a will in place, do you know it will take longer time to get letter of arbitration? So, but when you have trust deed in place, the money is likely to go to the right person and in the right time for you. So this is very, very important for you in this respect. Now, why do we even need life insurance? Like I said, they say a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. I don't want to quote certain areas because it could be. Then again, do you know some people leave debts for their families, for their children? Some people leave debts. Some people say, I don't have money. Why would I do life insurance when I don't have money? Life insurance is from things like £5. £5 is about 16p a day. Should we say we don't have 16p a day to put life insurance in place? We can afford that. Some people may say, I don't have the time. I will encourage you, create time for that. With what you have interest in, you create time for. Then again, I will also encourage you, as a matter of extra information, is that how many of us have what we call lasting power of attorney in place? LPA, lasting power of attorney. Okay, you don't have it. Just note it. This could be good. Lasting power of attorney is good for when it has to do, so that people, do you know some people lose their sense in terms of cognition? They don't have the capacity to take action for themselves. Let's say in terms of maybe they could be in care home, they are well today, they are sick, and maybe after recovering, they may not be able to take care of themselves again. And let's say they've got a home and they've got some assets. If you don't have that in place, it is court that may need to appoint somebody for you. But what happens is that you can put it in place that should I lose my cognitive sense of reasoning, you can put in, okay, let my son, my daughter, or my brother, or my sister, or my husband, or my wife act on my behalf. Relating to your health and also relating to your property. Just take note of that. I'm just giving you something extra. Then again, in terms of extra, I will also advise that you put a will in place. Please, even if you have a will in place, is there any way you can update the will? Because sometimes certain circumstances could have changed. Put a will in place so that it is not rules of intestacy that will apply when the chiefs are down. So now, because of time, I don't know what time I have again in that area. Let me give a lot of time for people to be able to ask me questions. I like to keep to time because I was given 25 minutes. It's 11:27 now.
You can go on for another 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then we will ask questions that can, generate some more discussion, if that's fine.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, in terms of mortgage, for example, I wish it were a bit interactive, but it's not interactive. In terms of mortgage, there are ways we can help people. Number one, first-time buyers. Is a challenge if you're buying a house for the first time. We can assist you because it's a bit of you're meandering through path that you've never taken before. It's very, very important. We can help you. Even if you feel fine, okay, I can make it interactive. Okay, all right. Okay, how many of us, for example, we want to have more houses, maybe have a tenant there so that perhaps you can have returns on an income? How many of us? You can raise up your hand. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Me, I also want to have more. I don't want to be a conductor that doesn't get into the bus. Okay, thank you so much. All right. It's good. Now, please, I don't know who don't have a house yet in terms of mortgage for the first time. I can assist you in that respect. Then in case you already have a mortgage, we can also assist to see, do you want to remortgage or do you want to get equity out of it? Maybe to to do some other stuff. We can help you to do that. Or do you want to get a better interest rate? We can also assist you to make sure that you don't lose money. Because if you've got about 25 years mortgage, and let's say you are into about 5 years or 10 years, if you get the right interest rates, you can save money over the next 15 years. Those are things we can do for you. Then also, when it comes to buy to let as well, we can assist you there in a way, in that respect. Then also, if it's a limited company, we can also assist you. Some people prefer to do like a limited company buy to let, so to say. We can assist you in that direction as well. Then again, I will encourage us. I know this topic has to do with more of life insurance. If there are ways some of us can also protect our income, is very key. 2 years ago, I don't know whether most of us knew anything about COVID-19. Most of us were not familiar with it. Do you know a lot of people that Corona affected last year, one way or the other, even maybe up to now? So those are things that income protection can help you pay in case some people were okay. Some people say, okay, what happens on unlimited mortgage? I'm not going to go into details here. You can give me a call. Please feel free to take my number from the organizers of the forum and speak to me, and I'll be able to go more into details here. So on the limited one as well, another aspect. So now, income protection is very key as well. What about critical illness? Critical illness in terms of insurance, critical illness is very, very important as well. In the critical illness cover, you don't need to die before you get paid. In case you suffer serious illness like a stroke, like cancer, God forbid, things like that, you get paid, let's say some large sum of money so that you can get on with your lifestyle. Those are things that we want you to do. Or what about home insurance as well? We can assist you with home insurance. Then also, if you need information on pensions and investment, we can sign. My company does that as well. We can also signpost you to the right department that can assist you in that respect. Please feel free to ask me questions. Now, let me stop. The 5 minutes is almost ended now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Braimo. Thank you so much. A lot of information we've got here. All kinds of questions are running through my head. But yes, we want to open the floor up to people for questions. So if you have any questions, could you please unmute yourself and ask? Anybody? Oh, Vicky, are you asking a question?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Emmanuel, really good presentation. Thank you. That's very informative. Can I just double check that when you have mortgage and you have life insurance, you can have it so that should you die, obviously whether it's long term, like saying expected as in old age or due to an accident, that the life insurance covers the mortgage so that the children or whoever it is that's left behind no longer has that financial burden, and that they're then able to have that payment is no longer required because it would be paid off. And then obviously if there's any other lump sums available to them, that's for them to use for funeral expenses or sort of like the sale of the house or anything like that, depending on what the circumstances are.
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Thank you for the question. Yeah, there are different types of life insurance. One of them is called is tied to the mortgage. It's like they call it decreasing term, especially if you have a repayment mortgage. A repayment mortgage is where you pay both the principal and the interest. So if you have a repayment mortgage, you can, for example, have life insurance that is decreasing in line with the amount that is outstanding on your mortgage. Let us say you have outstanding amount at the time you want to do the life insurance, you have outstanding amount 325,000. You can take up a life insurance of 325,000 pounds that is decreasing. So every year, the outstanding amount on your mortgage will also be decreasing. Let's say by next year is now 305,000. So the life insurance that is tied to your mortgage will also be decreasing. What does this do? Like Vicky mentioned, this one will make sure that it will pay off the outstanding amount on your mortgage so that your loved ones you left behind will not have the responsibility to pay off the mortgage. We'll be looking for money. Let me even tell you here, concerning that, let's say you take up a life insurance, a mortgage is in your name personally. If you don't have such a repayment mortgage or any life insurance in place to take care of the outstanding amounts, the lender may likely repossess the house and they may sell it. And whatever remains, they may give it to your children and what have you. But if you have life insurance in place, specifically for the mortgage, for example,
How many still here? I have one more.
if you have it will pay off the mortgage and the house will now be mortgage free for your children or loved ones to live in. So you are right, it's good to have a repayment mortgage in place in that respect. So if you don't have that, I can assist to advise you in that respect. I don't know whether I've advised, I'll be able to address your question, Vicky. Was that?
Yeah, no, that was really good. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I understood how they connected together.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so somebody was saying he wanted to ask a question, somebody else?
Anybody else for a question?
There was somebody that asked something about limited liability, something.
Yeah.
What I would say is, I know
That's good for Larry. Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. What happens is that some people can you can buy a house, let's say get a mortgage in your personal name and also in the name of a limited liability company. There are advantages and disadvantages of each and every one of them. But some people, one of the reasons why people go by way of limited liability companies, because number one, a limited company is a separate legal entity from you. If you are called Mrs. John, Mrs. John is different from John UK Limited. So John UK Limited can survive Mrs. John. You know that. So, and there are tax advantages when you do that, or when you buy in a limited liability one. There are tax advantages. There are certain things you can be expended out. It will be a form of investment, something. And it's easier that way as well. It's easier to manage in that area. You can buy many portfolio in that area. Then there are many tax advantages. Then even in terms of transfer, let's say you need to transfer the property, it's easier to transfer, instead of personal name. Because, for example, you can sell the company together, or some other person can have shares in the company. So they will have a bit of interest in one way or the other in the property. So it's easier once we can give you an idea. A company can give you an idea how to go about it. But I've seen a lot of people now going through the limited liability trend. It's it depends on your choice.
Just a question, can you transfer an existing buy-to-let into a limited company? Is that possible?
Yeah, if you have to do that, it has to do with the consent of the lenders.
Of the lenders, okay.
The lender, yes. Well, nothing is impossible. But what it will mean again is like you're selling. That's what it means. Essentially, you're selling. So what they now do is that they now have to look at, the lenders will have to look at who are the people behind the limited companies.
Yes.
Yes, so they have to check you yourself. It's as if the company is borrowing, but it's possible. But it has to be done with the consent of the lenders.
Okay.
And also all the deposits, you have to put up the deposit as well, because it will be, the limited company will have to be looked at as a fresh borrower.
Okay. Thank you. One more question about insurance.
Yeah.
How often should you review your insurance?
Good question.
To do like
Good
a
question.
review.
I think you will be a very good financial advisor this lady. Now, you generally, people say you can review yearly. That's one. And secondly, you can review as once your circumstances change. For example, let's say you did life insurance, let's say in January, and let's say you are 5 months pregnant, then 4 months after you give birth to a child, you need to review. I've had situations where I have had to review for my clients who had additional children, because they don't want to disinherit the other one. Then also they know that they have acquired more liability. So they may want to review to see how adequate the insurance is for them. Then let's say you were single by the time you did insurance, and now you're married. You need to review. Or whether even if you're married, now you've now bought a house on mortgage, your circumstances has changed. Even if you did insurance 4 months ago, you need to speak to a broker, an advisor, to advise you, to update yourself. Then again, assuming that you've done insurance before and you have not put a trust deed in place, it does not matter whether you've done it 10, 15 years, you are playing with fire, I'm telling you, because you may lose money. You may lose money. What does it cost you to invite an advisor to advise you? I'll give you advice on trust deeds free of charge. I will help you with that free of charge. Okay, so once your circumstances change, you can ask an advisor to assist you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any question? Any more questions? I was going to ask about insurance as well, regarding how often do we need to review it, which you've answered. Also, I was going to ask, so who do you go to review your life insurances with? You get calls from everyone, from different people saying, oh, you have this, can you come and review it? Sometimes you don't even know who you have the life insurance with because you've had it for so long, you can't even remember, but the direct debit still keeps going out of your account. So do you go to a financial advisor for a review, or do you go to the people who are holding the insurance for you?
Okay, good question. Please let me come back to the question you say you wanted to ask, which related to what Bumi mentioned. Now, how often do you review your insurance? Let me just extend it a little bit further to say that when people did insurance, usually people will do maybe 1 or 2 forms of insurance. Do you know some people feel just life insurance is all about insurance? No, it's just a minute aspect of your protection cover. So when you have life insurance, what if you're not dead? God forbid, you die young. What if you're not dead, but the person has got cancer? God forbid. How do you manage? You've got cancer. Maybe the person spent some months in the hospital and he's been discharged, and it's difficult for the person to work. How do you cope financially? How do you keep on paying your premium? Paying your mortgage or your rent? This is where critical illness can come in. A lot of us have life insurance, but do we have critical illness in place? Life insurance, for example, is of no use to you if you are seriously ill, because life insurance will pay you nothing unless you're terminally ill. What is terminal illness? Terminal illness is if your life expectancy is less than 1 year. So the life insurance can be paid. That means within less than a year, the doctor's consultant treating you says you're going to die. That's when life insurance can be useful. What about if you're not dead? You're in remission. People in remission as a result of cancer. How do you pay your mortgage? How do you take care of your lifestyle? Do you know some people that suffer stroke, they're recovering at home, maybe with one hand or one leg is been affected? How do you do that? What about income protection? People do job. You are an maybe agency, or you are working as a nurse. They will only pay you for certain amounts, number of months. They could pay 6 months full. What about after that? Your contract could be determined. They will pay 6 months full, then the 6 months half. Some people, I know some people that have been home for about 3-4 years sick. That's where income protection can come in. That's one of the reasons why you need to do another review for you. You know, let's just do the review for you. Even if you don't have the money, we'll tell you this is what you do. No, that's it. Then again, Sister Yemisi, you mentioned something I've forgotten. You mentioned your question. I just addressed the earlier aspect of what Bumi mentioned. You can unmute yourself.
The one talking about who do you go to for a review? Is that?
Oh, yes, yes. You can go to anyone for a review, including the person that did it for you earlier. Or you can choose, it doesn't even have to be me. It can be anybody. It can be anybody, but it depends on who you trust, who you feel, you can go to the previous persons, or you can benefit from other people as well. For example, I do different kinds of things. So it can be a mortgage. Maybe you have a mortgage or so in place, and you have somebody who's experienced in that area, or you have insurance. You can say, okay, let me speak to A or B. Anyone. You can go to your bank. Let's say you had it in your bank. You can go back to your bank. Anyone can do it for you. But it should be somebody you in your mind have trust about.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. We take one more question and then we'll be wrapping up. Any more question?
I think Mr. Coyote wants to ask questions. Or what?
Okay. All right. That's my husband.
Just ask Mr. Coyote Fashe. You can unmute yourself.
I was not going to ask any question. I'm just enjoying the question. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John, any more questions? You have him now. You have Mr. Emmanuel now, so you can ask your questions. Okay. And of course, if you need to speak to him afterwards, I can understand that, you have private questions. You are not really forthcoming about asking it on the platform. We're happy to give you his number. And for reasons, because this is going to go public, we may not want to share his number here. But we have his number and he's happy for us to give it to you. So if you want to speak to him afterwards, just contact us and we will pass that on to you. So
I think Vicky said something, say she never heard of it before. I don't know what she was referring to.
Okay, Vicky.
That was the trust deeds. I've never heard of trust deed before, so I was quite curious to see how that worked. But obviously, you've explained it now, and I may well contact you after these sessions are finished.
All right. I'm more than willing to assist.
Excellent. So we want to say a big thank you to you, Mr. Emmanuel, and every single person that's come on here. Thank you so much for your time. We have learned a lot. You may not be able to put a value to what you've told us today at the moment, but I'm hoping that you will see and get a lot of feedback from us and all the people on the platform as time goes on, because obviously you can see that we are opening up different aspects in the sort of questions we are asking you. So thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Your knowledge is actually money, and I know that it does cost money to get people come and then you speak to them and you give them advice. So thank you for giving this to us.
My advice is free. My advice is free.
So thank you so much. And I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has joined us. 11 o'clock on a Saturday morning is very precious, and that's where you really want to start your businesses at the weekend. Thank you for turning up. Want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to Bola, Vicky, Kayode, my husband, Bumi, Councillor Yetunde, everybody, Mr. Kiwumi, thank you all for coming. We do appreciate you, and we hope to see you. Thank you, Toyi. Thank you, everyone that has come here today. I don't want to miss anybody out. Let's see who else is here. Thank you, Yemisi Adegbite. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And we hope to see you again next month. We have another exciting session next month. So prepare yourself and invite your friends to come as well. So I'll hand over to Councillor Yetunde if she has anything to say. And if not, then we'll draw the curtains at this point. Councillor Yetunde, are you still there? She's on mute.
Yes, I'm still here. I should never have anything to say at the parents' meeting unless I have a question, because it's your department and I don't want to be. I have to learn how to keep shut when it's somebody else running the show. So it's your forum. So I try to take out of it, but it's nice to see everybody here. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Bryman. We've known him for a while, and he has been a supporter of the Next Chosen Generation in previous years. So it's an honor to have him here. I think I've sent your details, and I'll be sharing it on the parenting platform as well. So if you're not part of the parenting platform for the Next Chosen Generation, because we have opened it out, and you would like Mr. Bryman's details, please contact myself or Yemisi, and we will gladly forward it on to you. Please get in touch with him, because I think a lot of the things he shared this afternoon are important. So I didn't understand the value of insurance. He's actually our insurance broker in our family. So he looks after our life insurance, which we never had in place before until the year before. So about 2 years now. So he's rejigged everything, and it's all supposed to be looking good and great. So apparently he doesn't really, you can take more than one insurance, but I think he can share that with you in more details at a separate time. I think what's been quite important for me this afternoon actually is that we can all get a remortgage. We can, even if you don't want to move, remortgage your house and invest in another property. So I think, there's a lot for us to speak to him about. Like I said, I will be sharing his details. And once I share his details, please go ahead and, please contact him so that we can all be beneficiaries of what he has shared with us this afternoon. But on that note, I wish you all well. And yes, we look forward to next month. I don't know what Yemisi has planned for us next month. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Mr. Brymo. It's been an honor to have you here. Thank you so much. Yemisi, thank you so much, everyone. Well done. And we didn't get you to share your cup of tea. Did you share that at the beginning?
Yes, I did. I have.
You did? Okay, so I missed that bit.
One last thing before we go. Vicky, I saw you raise up your hand. I'll come to you in a minute. One last thing. We have the 7 habits of a successful teenager going on. So send your young ones down if you haven't already. And on that note, I would like to ask Vicky if she's got any information, announcement for...
Actually, that was me trying to do a clap to say thank you for Mr. Emmanuel for joining the call this morning.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Nice seeing you, and have a good day. See you next time.